Patrick, one of the highlights this past month was a community call led by Claire Blacketer and members of the CDM team about the CDM update process. What stood out to you about that call, and what do you think were the main messages that you hope people got across?
Yeah, well, I think it's a really exciting time in our community to see how the OMOP Common Data Model is being adopted around the world. And with its continued increased use everywhere, it's also raising the expectations about how we mature this open community data standard. And that requires us as a community to think really carefully about how we evolve this data standard. And so I was really impressed with the work that Claire and the CDM work group introduced this month, which was to formalize the process for making requests about evolving the common data model. What we've actually heard is as the data model is being used across an array of expanding clinical use cases and trying to support different types of data, a lot of people come with the expectation that the first thing that's going to be needed is to change the data model. And what the work group was very considerate in providing is that oftentimes data can be accommodated, those use cases can be accommodated. Sometimes it's just a matter of figuring out what conventions are needed for transforming the data, or maybe what vocabularies need to be expanded. So I think what Claire and the team did a wonderful job of providing is a step-by-step consideration for how the data model could be adopted. And I think this is going to be a really useful resource for the community as we think together about where this data standard moves.
Another useful resource for the community. We mentioned it last month is the new publications dashboard that was created by Paul Nagy and is on the front page of Odyssey.org. I know you watch it quite often. I thought we had a nice variety of studies that came out in July.
Yeah, I want to thank Paul and the team for preparing the Odyssey Community Dashboard. It's a great resource for someone who's just want to try to get up to speed about what's going on in the community. And what's fun to look at from this month in July was really the diversity of publications that we saw come out from the community. There were papers this month focused on data standards with a systematic review about the uses of FHIR with specific recommendations about how the OMOP CDM can be a complement to the FHIR standard. That was published this month in the international, in JMIR Medical Informatics. There were publications in methodologic research. Martijn Schumi led the primary UMAEUS paper that was focused on evaluating methods for vaccine safety surveillance, and that was published this month in Frontiers in Pharmacology. And there was also work looking at seasonality detection that was published by Anthony Molinaro and Frank DeFalco, published in BMC Medical Research Methodology. We also saw papers published of specific clinical applications. Our colleagues in Denmark published a paper developing prediction models for short-term mortality after surgery for colorectal cancer in the International Journal of Colorectal Disease. And we also saw papers published in drug safety focused on evaluating the association of pain medications with hip fracture risk. And so it was really a nice demonstration of the community coming together, publishing in data standards, methods research, open source development, clinical applications, and it's a nice showcase of all of this work that's coming out that you can see on our community dashboard.
You talk about the community coming together, and it makes me a little excited for a couple months from now when the community comes together for the symposium. And really one of the best parts of the symposium each year is the announcement of the Titan Award winners. And being back in person this year, we'll actually be able to hand out 3 years worth of Titan Award winners. That's right, we did 2 years worth. We tried to make them fun virtual, and I thought we had some pretty clever ways to announce the winners, but it'll be great to be back in person. Those nominations have now opened. We're excited to get some nominations from around the community. For somebody who's new and maybe doesn't really know much about the Titan Awards, can you just kind of discuss how they started and what the point of doing them is?
Yeah, George Ripsack and I are very eager to actually physically give out these Titan Awards, both for the last 2 years where we've been having to do it remotely, but also to recognize new community members this year, and eager to get nominations from the community. The Titan Awards started with this idea that it would be nice for the community to be able to recognize collaborators within the community for their extraordinary contributions that they make to the community. And one of the things I really like about this award is that it's something where anybody in the community can nominate anybody else to just recognize that somebody has done something that they think warrants recognition. And each year we get dozens of nominations for members of the community to really just provide a thank you for the contributions that are made. We offer these Titan Awards in a range of categories, including data standards, methods research, open source development, clinical applications, as well as awards for community support, community collaboration, and community leadership. And each year it's a great honor for us to be able to bestow the Titan Award on members of the community, and really eager to see those nominations come in from our community to recognize the next batch of Titans in Odyssey.
And it really is, it's an honor to be nominated for the Titan because it is coming from the community, and a direct link to nominate somebody from for the Titan Award is within this newsletter. So you don't have to, you can nominate more than once. You can nominate an individual or an institution. So a lot of ways that you can really highlight the great work that has happened in our community over the last year. Patrick, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next month.
All right, thanks, Craig. Science!